tender piece that easily comes off the bone. Be able to cut it. As you can see, you should have no problem. Okay, today we are going to show you how to cook a roast. So if this is your first time and you have no idea how to cook a roast, first thing you're going to do is go to the store, whichever grocery store you have. Here in Minnesota we have Cubs. So I went to Cubs and got a, how many pounds is this? A 2.5 pound roast. So the first thing I'm going to do is take it out the wrapper and rinse it off. Okay, now you have your clean piece of roast. You've rinsed it off with water, and you're going to take it and place it in a crock pot. Now you can also cook it in your oven and put it on 400 or 375, but I'm going to cook it in my so I have my crock pot, and right now you can see it's on the off position. It's a Rival 8-quart roaster oven. My husband got me this a few years ago, and I use it off and on for when I don't want to use my stove and I want to free it up. So I'm just going to turn it to around 275, 300, but I'm going to let it rest on 325 because that's where I want to put it, because I want it to cook really slow. Now, as you can look in and see, it's empty. So what I'm going to do is get some water and pour inside, and then I'm going to add my roast. So I haven't measured this, but I'm going to put enough water in there just to cover the roast when I put it in. So as you can see, it's about that much of a cup. And I just poured it in. And now I'm going to take my roast. I'm going to take my roast and place it in as well. So I'm just showing you how much water is in the crock pot. So it's enough to cover the roast. So now I'm going to add my seasonings. And once again, I'm going to use the same ones that I used for my greens, which is my trusty Lawry's, and some garlic powder, and I'm also gonna put a tablespoon of butter. You can use whatever butter you like. I just like to put the butter in to add to the seasoning, just that extra little tad of salt. So I'm gonna take some out, see, and just add it. And now I never go by any measurements. I just do as much as I think it should take. So I'm just gonna squirt some in there. Now it takes time for the crock pot to heat up because I smell it. It's starting to get hot and I can feel it, so I know it's hot. Now that's the end of that one. So I'm gonna put a little of that in there as well. And I'm also going to add some black peppercorn pepper. Again, I don't go by any measurements. I just add as much as I like. And I always add a little bit more pepper to balance out the salts that I'm using, because you got to think I'm using garlic powder, Lawry's, which has salt, and also the butter. And you put in as much as you like. So that's what it looks like. And now I'm going to take my top, if I can find it. Where's my top? My top. And I'm just going to put it on. And this is what it's going to look like now. And I'm just going to let it cook until, I don't know, for about a good 3-4 hours. And we'll come back to see how it's doing later. Okay, so after you've let your roast sit in the crock pot, I let mine sit in overnight and I put it on low around 150. You will then have a piece. Well, I just cut a piece of it to show you how it looks. And this is what you will have. A nice tender piece that easily comes off the bone. So you should easily be able to cut it. As you can see, you should have no problems. your meat should be a nice, yeah, a nice reddish color. Tastes good. This is nothing but the fat that's around it, and it's really good. So if you have a problem and you don't like the consistency of your roast, you can always put it back in your crock pot and cook it for at least another 2 hours. Thanks for watching, and I hope this was helpful.